All right, everybody, welcome to the program. I am Merle on the Move. I'm happy to be here with you this evening. And let's go ahead and get started with what's going on in the world today. A lot of stuff going on in the world, and I'm happy that the weather's been breaking, right? We got some warm weather here in the Ames and Des Moines, Iowa area. So I'm happy about that. It's been nice. It was nice yesterday. Started off a little weird yesterday, but got better. And today been beautiful. I was out at the park enjoying Mother Nature. So. And it might rain tomorrow, but anyway, it's supposed to be hot. Crazy weather next week. Possible chance of rain. I don't trust the weather, man. He said it's gonna rain buckets on Thursday, and it didn't get it. I'm happy we didn't get it, but I was prepared in case we did. So I work outdoors now. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started. So basketball, I'm gonna go over that. I'm gonna go over the NBA playoffs. Got a UFC fight tonight. I'm gonna go over the some entertainment with the shop. Speaking of UFC, because they had some. I don't know if it's a new episode. It's one I hadn't seen, but I think it's a new episode. But I'm gonna go over the guests that was on there and some of the topics they talked about because it kind of involved the UFC. And I'll tell you who was on that. And plus, I'm gonna go over Ozark. Yep, I gotta go over Ozark. So dope. Memes everywhere on social media about it. So yeah, I'm gonna go over Ozark. I'm gonna go over a movie I watched called X. That song I just played right there was Pusha T and Kid Cudi and Yeezy, Kanye. And Kid Cudi was in this movie called X. Weird movie. Interesting. Watch the whole movie. Weird still. Speaking of movies, Doctor Strange. This is the week of Doctor Strange came out. I have not seen it. Shout out to my son. He went and seen it on Thursday. So that's great. He said it was the best, I think the best superhero movie he's ever saw. So I can't wait to see it. I haven't seen it yet. My daughters haven't seen it. Maybe we'll go see it together or something. So Keegan, he'll go see it again. So shout out to you, son. Yeah. Something else in entertainment, movies, anything? Yeah, some other stuff I'm gonna go over too, and of course, some other TV shows and stuff like Better Call Saul, new episodes of that. The basketball, that Lakers documentary, Magic. I gotta finish watching that. But yeah. And then, well, I said, hey, last week I talked about Roe v. Wade. I put it down. Check the credentials. I put it down last week. Talk about Roe v. Wade and see what's going on. There's big protests. When I get in that part, there's big protests going on. They was threatening some of the Supreme Court justices. You got Kim Reynolds here, the governor of Iowa, talking about if they overturn it, that she's going to repeal the law. Because right now Iowa has a law that protects women's rights to have an abortion. It's in the Constitution of Iowa. She talking about changing it, protesting or getting rid of it. What's going on? It's some people. It's why is it a divide and conquer? We got to be on one side or the other. You got to be a Democrat or Republican. You don't. You don't. You're a human. Let's face that. Face the fact that we are human first. I'm gonna go over that. I ain't gonna beat it over the head, but I'm gonna go over that. Some other stuff in politics I'm gonna go over. The Kentucky Derby was today. If you're into that, it's kind of big. It's kind of cool. Don't know much about it though. We'll go over that. And NASCAR is coming up. I'll be going to my first NASCAR race. Check it out. Taking the family. But yeah, I'm going to my first NASCAR race, so I'm excited about that. Shout out to the job for that. It's in June here at Iowa Speedway. Also, don't forget, and little down today, not spirit wise, just because I'm supposed to have my man Bernard Bill on the show today. But we gonna get him in. We got it worked out. Paperwork, technicology, stuff like that. But he should definitely be here next week. I'm looking forward to that. So y'all be seeing somebody else besides me on the camera. We'll hook it up to where we both can be seen same time doing the show. He's funny. Shout out to Bernard. So when I come back, I'm playing another song. When I come back, get right to sports, boom, right into entertainment. Then I'm gonna hit y'all with this. I don't know what y'all think. Like, hit me in the messengers. Hit me, let me know what y'all. Are y'all just sleeping on this road? Y'all just cool with this? I want to know how many people are for the them overturning Roe v. Wade, and how many people are supporting them not. Because what's the Democrats doing? Joe Biden been ducking. The war is still going on over there. Inflation's high. Gas is crazy. I got a big 4x4 Dodge Ram. Gas, it's a Hemi V8. It's gas is crazy. Anyway, it's Merlin. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back to the program. I am Merle on the move. Let's get into the sports real quick. So, Golden State right now is putting that beat down on Memphis. Shout out for Memphis for winning that last game, but Golden State is not having it today. Right now, the score is 87-68. I picked it. You can go back like 3 weeks or so on the show if you want to on YouTube. Check out Merle on the move. I said that Golden State in the Western Conference Finals, and in the championship for the West, gonna win the West. And I said Milwaukee's going to win the East. And I said that Golden State going to beat Milwaukee. So, that being said, Golden State is doing what they're supposed to do right now. Shout out to Memphis, though. I like them. Making it to the second round. That's dope. And shout out to Milwaukee. Today, they beat Boston. I can't stand Boston. I hate Boston basketball team. I don't hate anything because it's not good to hate. But I don't like Boston. Boston's not my squad. Anytime they lose, it's fine. I like Jason Tatum. I don't like nobody else on the team. But I'm glad they lost. Good game, though. You know, the Greek Freak barely won, but he won. Shout out to that. They're doing it without Chris Middleton. So next round gonna be hard. They ain't gonna be Golden State. So shout out Giannis for making it. You'll make it to the Eastern Conference Finals, and you should make it to the championship, the finals. But that's it. Golden State gonna put that beat down on you, bro. They won. Sixers won. Shout out to Joel Embiid. I think it might be Milwaukee and the Sixers because I don't think he got enough. Joel Embiid's back. Shout out to that. Dope. Anything else in sports? Do I want to move on? Yeah, UFC, I said what's going on. I don't think that's it. Giovanni Tank Davis is supposed to be fighting at some point. I don't know the date on that. But I did want to talk about this thing that I watched. You know, I'm always watching stuff. That's what I do. And I watched this show called The Shop. It's LeBron James podcast type deal. And he had some great guests on there. He had, I think she's a comedian, maybe. She's an actress, I know that for sure. Her name is Amber Ruffin. Cute little black chick. You know, I thought it was pretty dope. She has some great takes on the show. You can check that out. Jake Paul, the boxer dude. I think he's a boxer. Yeah, I think he's a boxer. He was on there, and they also had Rome Santano. Santone. I don't know the guy. He's a singer, something like that. And then they had Francis Ngannou. Francis Ngannou. He's the UFC heavyweight champion right now, currently. And this is what Jake Paul said. So I'll bring this up. Jake Paul said that boxers, regular fight like Floyd Mayweather, Giovanni Tank Davis, and fighters like that, they made 30 million per fight. They'll make like 20 to 30 million a fight. Not all of them, but the bigger names. Some of the undercard names, they'll still make like 3 to 4 to 5 million a fight, right? UFC fighters making like 5 to 600,000. And the reason why is because it's all under one umbrella, right? So like when my man in Omaha, I can't even think of my man's name right now. It's going to fight Spence. Terrence Bud Crawford. So like when he fight, his purse is high because he's independent. You know what I mean? And some of these big name UFC fighters, they don't have to have Dana White get their fighters. Dana White is on the Pivot podcast. I watched that today. They had my man Beast Mode on there. But I ain't watched the one with Dana White. I might have to watch it and see what he has to say and see if they ask him questions. Because why is UFC controlling both fighters? That's like a conflict of interest, It's like they promote who they want to promote. Because if you don't have a good fight, if you're not real entertaining, they won't give you the fights. You won't get the good matchups. But if you comply and see, in real boxers don't have to worry about that. So that's what they kind of talked about. Jake Paul said he want to start a union. I don't know about that. I consider Jake Paul a real fighter. He's been fighting. He's like 4 fights. I don't think he's like a great fighter. He's a real fighter now. Anyway, I think that's it on sports. And like I said, that's a show. It's called The Shop. You can check. I think it's on YouTube. You want to check it out. Let's go ahead and move over to entertainment. Ozark. Ruthie. Ooh. I hate to blow the ending for y'all, but if you listen to the show, y'all probably didn't watch Ozark. Y'all probably didn't know what it is, right? Jason Bateman, y'all probably didn't know what it is. I love the Ozarks. I've been to the Ozarks before. You know what I mean? I've been to Osage Beach before. It was years ago. I want to go back. It's beautiful there. If you don't know, that's God's country. The Ozarks down there, it's God's country. It's so beautiful. The tree lines, the hills, the canyons. It's just beautiful. And plus it's homes on the lake. But anyway, so the Ozark, it's about that a little bit, but it's more about Ruthie and, yeah. Shout out to her pumping that Nas. I seen this meme had Ruthie's face on Nas' cover because that whole last episode, She was bumping that Nas. She's playing the whole album though. She was on it. Shout out to Ruthie. She's so dope. And I ain't gonna say what happened to her. You know, she gotta watch the show. Let's just see what happens. But she's making money moves. What your girl say? Cardi B. She's making money moves. She took over the casino. She had the property, was building everything, and still was a gangster about it. She did walk funny though. Yeah, she's a funny walking lady though on that show. It was the last episode. The family. I don't really know what was going to transpire there, but it didn't look good. Check it out if you want to. So I watched this movie with Kid Cudi called X. It's kind of like a pornographic movie, but it's not a porno. It's a movie about them making pornos. So it was some sex scenes in it. So I'm not saying it's not appropriate for children under the age of 18. I believe that's on you how you parent. But anyway, good movie. Not like great movie, good movie. But yeah. Kid Cudi was in the movie. He was the porn guy. He was the one, he was the one with the chicks in the movie. So you want to check it out. You showed a little butt action in it if you want to. I can't believe I just said that. But yeah, Kid Cudi. What else? Moon Knight. That's a great show. I've been watching that too. So, I see. Ooh, it's a trailer for a new Star Wars series. I love Star Wars. Big Star Wars fan. It's a new trailer for a new series. It's gonna be like 6 episodes. It's called Obi-Wan Kenobi. It's like gonna get the backstory of Obi-Wan. You know what I'm saying? Because Obi-Wan was one of the original Jedis. I think original Jedi. I know he was a Jedi. I think he trained Jedis actually. But Yoda, and he trained Luke. And he knew who Darth Vader was. He knew Luke's father. I know who your father is, Luke. He told Luke that old girl was his sister, Princess Leia. Yeah, I'm a big Star Wars. So anyway, that's coming on. That's gonna be out on Disney Plus. 6 episodes. I think it's this month too, like maybe in a week or so. Also, Snoop Dogg's got a show. He got like some comedy show where they're like showing clips. I forget the name of it. They're showing clips and like a comedian's like talking about it and blah 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 blah. But shout out to Snoop. I also seen this Hollywood Bowl. I'm gonna talk about this Dave Chappelle thing here too. Seen this Hollywood Bowl episode of Arsenio Hall. Woo, 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 woo. Shout out to Arsenio Hall. I always wanted to be on that show when I was younger. You know what I mean? I'm going to meet Arsenio. I'm going to put this here. I'm going to meet Arsenio Hall, and I'm going to interview him. I'm going to interview Arsenio Hall. I'm putting that out there. I make it happen. Hit me up, Arsenio. Check me out. I'm on YouTube. I'm on my KHY too. Check me out. But, yeah, so I seen this episode. He had Cat Williams on there. He had a couple other people on there. He had Snoop on there. And it's cool. I think he was cussing, so that's kind of crazy to hear Arsenio cuss, but he was doing a lot of it too. Let me get into this Dave Chappelle thing, because he kind of made a joke of it when he went on stage, Arsenio, and had some security on stage with him. Is that what it's coming to, right? Because some weirdo guy, Dave Chappelle is my guy. Dave Chappelle is the GOAT. You got Michael Jordan, you got Mike Tyson, you got Dave Chappelle. These are GOATs in my book. You know what I mean? And actors, Denzel, GOATs. You know what I mean? This is what it is. Like, Denzel won me over when he did Training Day. I always liked Denzel. But when he did Alonzo in Training Day, King Kong ain't got nothing on me. Man, he did that. He was Lonzo. When I see Denzel, I'm like, bro, what up, Lonzo? Because he was that dude in that movie, Training Day. But anyway, I digress. Go back to what I was saying. So, boom, I lost train. Anyway, Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle is my guy. I interviewed Dave Chappelle. Y'all know? I played it. You check it out. Everybody say, 2013 when he came to Ames Island. He said, where are you at? Cuffed me. Told me what I was doing was great. He's the first celebrity that gave me the inspiration to keep doing this show. That's why I keep doing this show. Because he told me what I was, if it was a dude like Dave Chappelle said, keep doing, he said what I was doing was a good thing and keep doing it. This man told me. He told me a joke too. But can't say it on this. It's on radio. But shout out to Dave Chappelle. Anyway, he was doing his set at the Hollywood Bowl. He had Jimmy Fox there. He had Chris Rock there, right? And some dude just jumped out the crowd and attacked him. Just tackled. And he had a replica gun with a knife attachment that shoots blades or something like that. He didn't pull that out, but then when they was giving him the mooly wop, they was giving him the mooly wop back. Kicking, stumping. Busta Rhymes was back there putting that woo-ah, I got your all in check, right? right? They was doing it too. I would have. I promise. I said what I told you. I was on the plane with Mike Tyson when that happened. That dude. I told you what I did. So if Dave Chappelle is my guy, just take Mike Tyson. Dave Chappelle goes to me. If I would have been there, I would have been known that guy just like them. They shouldn't have ever happened though, because Dave Chappelle could have been dead. Real talk. If dude would have pulled that thing out of his bag and ran up on stage, he'd have got Dave. But Dave tried to fight back. I seen that. He kind of threw the dude off of him. When the dude started running, Dave kind of chased after him a little bit. And then he went back there and started talking smack, talking about, I'm going to watch this. I think he got a kick in or two, he said. I don't know if he did or not. But they try to protect Dave Chappelle. There's no way they actually got shit on stage. What's going on? Then Chris Rock came out, made a little joke and said, was that Will Smith? Ha, ha, ha. Dude, you got slapped on TV. Not funny. Address it. I get it. Ha, ha, ha. But you got slapped still. Yo, I ain't saying you should deserve it, but I ain't finna get at that no more. But you got slapped on TV. Shut up, Chris. Shut up forever. I still think you're funny, though. I never thought Chris ain't got nothing on Dave. Chris was trying to battle Bernie Mac, and that was dumb, because you will never compete, God rest the dead, to the legend, Bernie Mac. You'll never live up to that. When you gone, Chris, you will not be remembered in that category. You will not be remembered as a Dave Chappelle category, an Eddie Murphy category, a Bernie Mac category. You're more of like a Steve Harvey category. Shout out to Steve Harvey being a businessman. I'm talking about comedians. Yeah, you got some specials, Chris, and you're kind of funny. But yeah, you're not that funny. You Pookie from New Jack City, Chris Rock. You ain't a GOAT. Chris Rock is not a GOAT. Eddie Murphy is a GOAT of comedy. Whether you like him or not, Bill Cosby was a GOAT of comedy. He ain't now, but he was a GOAT of comedy. Richard Pryor, God rest the dead, GOAT of comedy. Bernie Mac, God rest the dead, GOAT of comedy. Dave Chappelle, GOAT of comedy. Real talk. So Chris Rock, you just a good comedian. And I don't like how you ride the coattails of Adam Sandler, bruh. I don't. You call it out then. Yes, anyway. That's what I gotta say about that. Music, shout out, I played that new Future drop. 4-2 Doug got arrested. He was ducking. I've seen on Academics podcast that he was ducking the feds he had supposed to report himself to a West Virginia prison camp and do 6 months. And he instead decided to duck the feds. But while ducking the feds, he catching private flights and going to the NBA playoffs and being on camera at the NBA playoffs, and then getting in a social media beef with 6ix9ine, who is working for the feds. They came and got him. Got him, seen he chartered a plane, private plane, boom, got him. So I like 4-2 Doug. I ain't throwing salt in that. I'm just reporting what I seen, and that don't make sense. Now they gonna give you more time. You know what I mean? Who wants to go to jail? I understand that, but man, you got bad bread. I think they said it was like a prison boot camp, or it wasn't even that like a bad situation. I don't know. Any situation with your family could be bad. But duck then. If you was going to be ducking the feds, duck them. Don't be at the playoffs. Don't be doing that. Don't be beefing with a dude you know is a rat. He going to be like, bro, he going to hit me over right here. Y'all get his location. You the feds. Feds can get anybody. So, yeah. I'm going to go, I'm going to play another song here. And when I come back, I will get into this social political thing. You know what I mean? We're going to go over that a little bit. And the NFL draft, I didn't watch it. I talked a little bit about it last week, but I ain't watch it. It's Merle on the Move. I'll be right back. Oh, shout out that song I played. Shout out to Lil Pac-Man. That's my son. That's my little boy. Shout out Pac-Man. That song I played, Roses by Juice WRLD. That was for you. So anyway, had to make that known. Anyway, it's Merle on the Move. I'll be right back. All right, welcome back. That was that new Jack Harlow, him and Drake. I forgot to say that he had an album out too. So I like Jack Harlow. I don't know if y'all caught some of those subliminals in that, but Drake always still going at Pusha T. Him and Pusha T still going back and forth, man. So I mean, police did come hard at Drake. You know what I'm saying? And anyway, we'll see what's going on. Drake always, talking about financials. He just did a deal with Universal worth 400 million, and it's part of his, I think, it's merchandising. All his endeavors, they get a part of it. So, it's Drake. He does what he does. Let's talk about some politics and social issues. So, I'm gonna read you this meme that I seen on social media. Kind of makes sense. So I usually don't really get into this, but let's go ahead and get this. It says, "We can legally pull the plug on people who are brain dead even when they have heartbeats." Keyword, heartbeats, because they are legally dead. Without a brain, you have no cognitive function or awareness of anything really, but go off on how a heartbeat equals life, so you can further oppress women. Makes sense to me, because that's what they say. Fetal heartbeat. That's what determines if it's illegal or it's legal. I'm gonna talk about that here in a minute. Talk about that some more. But let's go about this politics. I told y'all. So Democrats are doing some debates right now. You got Abby Finkerhausen, something like that. Michael Franken and Glenn Hurst. They're the Democratic nominees for Senate here for Iowa. It's not. I don't think it's U.S. I think it's the local Senate. But let me switch this over real quick. Elections. They're trying to push. This is the agenda, right? They're trying to push towards the primaries. November 2022 primaries. Trying to get people out to vote. Oh, Roe versus Wade. They're trying to mess with our democracy. We got to get out there and vote in November. Really? Because y'all said the same thing for the presidency. Said the same thing. Vote like your life depend on it. Democracy is in trouble. We have to protect and defend democracy. Well, what's going on? We got Joe Biden in office, and in the second year he's in office, they talking about getting they take away women's rights. And everybody has a right to be afraid, because it's just the law. If they can change that law, if they can amend and find some reason that they can do that for black people, are we not supposed to worry and understand that? If you can attack women's rights, you can attack gay and lesbian rights. You can attack couples that are interracial couples. That's what I was trying to say. The politically correct way to say that. Interracial marriage. They can attack that. Yes, they can. It used to be illegal for you to marry outside your race in America. Wow, huh? In the 50s. It didn't happen until civil rights in the 60s. In the 50s, you could not marry outside your race. They'd throw you in jail. In some areas, they hang you. Facts. Harsh truth. They don't want to talk about that though. When long ago? 70 years. When long ago? Not even 70 years, really. 60s. 60 years. Not long ago. My father was around back then. My father was born in 1946. Could look at the white man in the eye back then. See, these are the things, these are the truths. That's why it's hard for us to be like, when people say they so staunch right, I'm an independent. I'm gonna tell you that right now. But when people are so staunch right to the other side, to where they be like, okay, we understand this. No, you don't understand the other side. You understand you and your life and the situations that you go through, and that's fine. But don't force your views on others. That's what I'm saying. That's not fair. And I guess life ain't fair. But then you try to act like if we vote, that we will make it more fair. Vote for us. I don't know where I'm at. I don't like what the Democrats is doing. And I don't trust the Republicans at all. At all. I don't trust them. They haven't done right for people to look like me ever. Ever. Except when Lincoln, when he was the Republican. And he got some dark shadows too, because he didn't like black people either. Don't think that smart black people, don't really love Lincoln either. Because he was racist. Read his books. It's documented. He knew what was right to win that war. You got to have bodies. Got a whole bunch of black bodies out there that want to be free. That's why we never got what we supposed to. And we supposed to just be like docile and just let it go. Who's going to stand up for us? They not standing up for the women right now, but they are doing some protesting. Okay? They are doing some protesting. How far that's going to get you? It protests for George Floyd. People forgot about him. They don't even talk about George Floyd no more. It's the most, I even know people that really didn't care for the black agenda. I'm not going to say they didn't care for black people, but I know some white guys that didn't really care about the black agenda, but they cared about that. They would say, that's horrible. That cop should go to jail. You know, real talk. I don't think I've met any of them, anybody of any color that said that was justified. Take that back. Wow. I just thought of a person in a conversation I had with a guy, older white gentleman. And he said that the man shouldn't have been fighting, shouldn't have been, resisting. So here's one. It's always one though, right? It's always one. The majority of America. And that's what's wrong. You know, the ones that don't mean nothing, they have the loudest voices, right? You know, you could have 10 people in a room and you could have 2 people that disagree and their voices are louder than the 8 that do. That's how the Democrats, that's how the Republicans do it. Republicans have an agenda. They don't care. They push their agenda. I've seen, Ted Cruz, you know, he talking about the leak, whoever leaked it, the Roe versus Wade memo should go to jail. Well, I got an idea who did it. Y'all ready for this? I think I know who did it. Because think about this. It's a Supreme Court justice, right? It was a dictation by one of the Supreme Court justices, okay? And only them knew. So how can that get out? It's a lady, okay, that's married to a Supreme Court justice that used to frequently visit Donald Trump in the White House. And she has been accused of possibly helping and not helping, but standing strong and doing some things with the January 6th thing. Okay, some messages she was saying. She was sending some messages. So she was under the radar and possibly had to testify about that. So yeah, I think she's the one that did it. I think because they said it was some pictures. They said somebody took a picture of it. They didn't take. It's not the actual memo that leaked. It was pictures of the actual memo that leaked. Clarence Thomas, his wife, Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas, his wife, is known to be a big conspiracy guy, person, and you know she's cool about. She hates the liberals. She despises Democrats, and she would do some stuff like this because she's not part of the political party. So she felt like she probably doing to get away with it. But no, your husband's Supreme Court Justice. One of y'all got to get in trouble. It was them. It was her. I'm pretty sure it was her. One of y'all got to get in trouble. This is facts. Clarence Thomas, or your wife. One of y'all got to go. Well, something got to happen. I know it's a lifetime appointment, but I think y'all broke the law. Either she broke the law or you broke the law because you knew she did. It's a big issue. This is one of the biggest issues of the country right now. I mean, it's a war going on in Ukraine, and you know what I'm saying that this is what's really going on right now. They really try to make this happen. They really feel strongly that they're going to get rid of women's rights to make a choice. How can you look a woman in the face and say, I don't believe in pro-choice? How? So you believe that if it's a heartbeat, it's alive and it should have the protection. But you don't believe that people that are here already, alive, have a choice. What about all these homeless people? Oh, they choose to be homeless. How about these kids that's hungry, living in poverty? If you care so much about people, you don't. It's an agenda. It's an agenda. You're using it to push it, just like race baiting. I told y'all that last week too. It's an agenda. You don't care. You don't care about women's rights. You don't. It's an agenda. Because if you cared about humans, it's a baby. It's got a heartbeat. We got to protect the unborn. But you don't care about the ones that are born. That's an oxymoron. That's hustling backwards. That's idiotic. Humans that are here, that are productive, that pay taxes, that contribute to the world don't matter, but an infant that hasn't been born does, to the point to where you want to send people to jail, and you know that it's still going to happen anyway, Because who are you? Who made you God? Now the Senate is finna do some kind of voting on it next week. Who are you? I'm not pro-abortion. I'm pro-choice. I don't believe in abortion. I'm pro-choice because I believe in women. That's all. I support women. If y'all don't want to do that, don't do that. If you want to do that, that's your choice between you, your partner, and your family. What I got to do with it? Unless I'm involved. If I'm involved, then yeah, I got something to do with it. But I can't shun you. Oh, you better have that, baby. Who am I? I have nothing to do with you in your life. Everybody talking about having all these kids. Who's gonna take all these kids? But then when women are forced or put in a bad predicament where they can't make a choice on their own, they need some assistance. That's what these clinics and stuff is for. When they're scared, they don't know what to do. They don't know who to talk to. They have these places that they can get there, and sometimes they don't go through with the abortion. Sometimes they decide to have the child, and that's beautiful. But it should be their choice. It should be that person's choice. The baby don't have a choice. It ain't a baby. That baby ain't walking around. Real talk. Come on, man. What are y'all doing? Stop using common sense. We ain't even talking about the real issues right now. We were talking about reparations. Remember that? We're going to change black people's humans. Black people that contribute so much to this country. It was going to change some of our lives. It's going to help some of these underprivileged children who I used to be. Thank God I got myself up, worked hard, and it wasn't by, we use the system. No, I hit a whole lot of roadblocks in the system. I'm still hitting these roadblocks. I'm still having to overcome being black, working in a white society. Every day, I still have to fight for that. I'm tough enough. Some people ain't tough enough. Some people cop out, take the easy way route, do something. No, I'm tough enough to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to overcome every obstacle that I need to provide for me, my family, and the ones that I love. That's what I'm going to do every day until I can't no more. But that don't mean that I ain't deserving what I'm supposed to have, because my grandfather should have had it better, to where my father should have had it better, to where I should have had it better. Because that's what happened to the white society. Their grandfathers inherited and gained and got land. Because think about it, black people, we couldn't even buy land at a certain amount of time because they redlined the good land. You could only buy land where it used to be landfills and dump sites and factories and all that stuff. That's where they put the projects and stuff. I'm going off on a tangent today. Yep, I am. Follow me now. You feel what I'm saying? So I ain't over here, just give me because I want some free stuff. And I work. I've been working since I've been 15 years old. I side hustle too. I always work. You know what I mean? So I ain't got a problem working. I just want the opportunity to be fair. And if you take it away from women, you're making it unfair. You're making them make a choice that they normally wouldn't make. You're trying to force somebody to do something. And then you want to sit back and say, aha, that's what you get. So if you try to abort a child without a medical person, and you could die. That fetus could die, and you can die too. Champion adoption more. Like, what are y'all doing? And I understand that. Set it up if you know what I mean. Make it better. Make it better. Don't make it worse. Stop trying to go backwards. All these old guys. All these old guys. I ain't saying I'm no spring chicken. I ain't an old guy. Especially in my thinking. You know what I mean? I remember when things, I remember when things were different. Yes, I remember when things were different in the 80s, and, you know, people use certain terms, and gay people had to stay in the closet, and, you know, was not a whole lot of interracial dating. I mean, it was. Come on, you know, it's a lot. That's why, you know, I look this way because I'm sure my ancestor was raped. If you want to really talk about it, you know what I mean? So, lock up George Washington. Why is George Washington and Thomas Jefferson on money and Thomas Jefferson was a rapist? I said it right now. You know it. Check the history. Them women wasn't giving, them black women that he had all them kids with wasn't willingly giving him. They wasn't loving him. They wasn't in love with Thomas Jefferson. He raped and took advantage of those black women because he owned them. Because they was his slaves. Thomas Jefferson, who's on your money. Slave masters on the money. I did a whole episode about it. And nobody really wanted to pay attention to it because y'all scared of that word. Slave masters on the money. That man raped black women. Y'all want to get to it? And you got them in your pocket. You're buying your house. You pay your kids tuition with that money. Greenbacks. Yep. That's the country I live in. That's the battle that women and women supported the affirmative action and the civil rights movement more than anything. It wasn't white men. It was a few, like some Jewish men was helping for civil rights, but it wasn't just your average white men. It was some, but not your average white men wasn't supporting civil rights. Matter of fact, they was against it. They feel like that we were dumb, just like I don't like a lot of black quarterbacks. They didn't think we had the aptitude to excel. We were second-class citizens. We were 3/5 of a human. This is what they in the Constitution. They classify black people as 3/5 human, and that's what they did. We subdial. We're not even human because if you feel a person is not all the way human, then you don't mind them dogging them, right? Like cattle, like pigs. Some people don't like slaughter of animals, so they protest the PETA and stuff. But other people still eat it and they love it. That's how slavery was. Some people, white people, wasn't with it. They was against it. But a lot of them just accepted it. They just accepted it. And women really stood, white women really helped and stood with black people to push for civil rights. So you know we gonna rock with the women. Almost any ethnic person is gonna rock with women's rights. Any man, ain't that what we here for, to protect women? And we supposed to stand up and let them be the voice. Now, if it's a whole coalition of women, they're like, you know what? We got to stop this, women. We got to start having these kids. We need to have more discussions, and we need to really get rid of this. No, I'm seeing the men post, the old white men posting this agenda, pushing this agenda. Then you get a whole bunch of other people behind it. And I'm sure some black guys too. It's always some. It's always some, man. But that's what I got to say. You know, Joe Biden is a joke. I ain't rocking with Trump. So what do we do? Because that's what's going to happen after the 2022 election, midterms. Republicans going to gain some seats. So, you know, they're going to have a House and the Senate, and there's going to be Joe Biden as 2 more years as president, a lame duck president. So ain't nothing else going to get done. So there's nothing coming. And we're going to have high inflation. That's what it is. And then in 2024, it's going to be Joe Biden's old, almost 80-year-old butt, or Kamala, who ain't nobody rocking with. I don't even know what she's doing, against Trump. Or somebody like Trump, if he's still around. That's what we dealing with. It's America. God bless America. Right? Anyway, let's go ahead and wrap this up. Chuck D and the Don't Stop comes up next. I hope y'all feeling what I'm saying. I mean this. Everything I say, I don't do this just, to be talking. I can't wait to have Bernard in here next week so we can get it going back and forth. And we will have the phone lines open too, so y'all can start calling in. I can get y'all take 2 live here on the air. Get your voice on the radios. Be kind of cool. Shout out to 89.1 KHOY, Story City, Ames, Iowa. And yeah, this is what it is. It's the Merle on the Move radio show, baby. See y'all next week. Peace.